Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. It is our great pleasure to welcome you to today's session, Art is Global, the India Moment. We are honored to host three visionary talents who have made India proud on the global stage. Firstly, congratulate us. In fact, we should start congratulating the talented Anasuya Sengupta, who mesmerized audiences worldwide with her captivating performance, earning her the prestigious Best Actress Award at Cannes. Next, we celebrate Mansi Maheshwari, whose thought-provoking film Bunnyhood captured the essence of innovation, securing the esteemed LASINF Award. Welcome, Mansi. And we applaud now Chidananda S, whose creative genius has been bright enough, earning him the coveted LASINF first prize. Let's celebrate together India's moment in the global art landscape. Thank you so much. Thank you, and welcome to NDTV. Anasuya, it is often said that this is the power of storytelling. The storytelling which ensures that the characters unite and then they take India moment to the world. What was it like winning and walking that carpet, the red carpet, when you were announced as the winner?
I mean, really beyond anything I had ever anticipated, to be honest, and a moment of deep, deep pride to be on a global stage alongside like extremely talented people from the fraternity as well. It was a fabulous year for our country at Cannes, I believe, with amazing films and projects which all of us have worked long and hard to mount with so much dedication and perseverance. So it was a moment, it felt like it finally bearing fruit, so to say.
And coming after how many years?
The Grand Prix came after 30 years, or the first ever.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Best Actress, I believe, the first time ever.
Yes.
So amazing, really. Thank you so much.
And before I move, Anasuya, I want to understand also from you, this is the India story, the Indian arts on the global stage, and it's very different from mainstream. What is being seen as mainstream? So many would say mainstream is stereotyped. Now it is Anasuya Sengupta who's mainstream.
So I personally do think that we are moving steadily to a time where a lot of these divisions are blurring.
Yes.
And it's a great time to thrive in the sense that, art is art. Cinema is cinema, and there, I believe, is room for all kinds of it. There is the mainstream, there is the non-mainstream, but everything is kind of coming closer together. And to take it to a global stage, to take independent cinema from India to a stage like that was a moment of deep, deep pride, because it is difficult to get some of these projects to take off and do well, and it's really just dedication.
Yes, so Mansi, this is also about India's soft power, what we call cultural diplomacy. And all of you have scripted that and continue to script it. Tell us about yourself. Bunnyhood.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Because Bunnyhood is a story about me and my mother, and she's about to arrive soon, and she hasn't yet, so I can speak a bit freely. Well, I think Bunnyhood came from just there's so much misinformation, misconception, miscommunication in the world, and it made me just question why we lie so much. And then I just had some introspective moment and found this story in my life. Bunnyhood is a story about learning to lie and why we tell lies in life.
So how many lies have you said in the last 24 hours? And have you learned to lie?
I think when you experience this, then you actually try to become more honest in life. So it's a whole journey. You learn to lie to get by in the society, and then you actually realize that you don't need to do it. So this was the journey.
Tell us about the red carpet moment.
It was really incredible. Chida was obviously there with me. And because I went to NIFT before, so I was wearing my friend's dress. And it was super special. We all became friends really quickly. We were 18 directors, so it was just walking a red carpet with your friends. It was really sweet.
And what was it like, Chida, for you? And particularly when you hear that, it is about India. We keep talking about it because India and Indian history, culture, heritage is very deep-rooted. So for us to win awards, maybe it's coming late, but it was long overdue.
Yeah, and like a single kind of a film or a cinema can't represent India. India is a country of diversity.
Absolutely.
So in the mainstream also, the diverse group of films is put on the global platform. And very happy that a film like mine, which is originally in Kannada, gets resonated in a global language who even doesn't know the language. So that's a huge thing.
So let's celebrate that, ladies and gentlemen. I think that calls for a big clap.
So that's the way I think where we'll be going forward now onwards.
So, Chida, women have more options in dressing up for the red carpet, sari, lehenga, or lots. What about you? What did you choose to wear?
Well, we had rules. So there are certain rules which you can carry, and boys have like a navy blue or a black tux. So I was quite excited to watch a film and quite nervous walking.
So working across cultural boundaries, I'm sure these are thoughts that come to your mind often, that how you have transcended that, ensured that these cultural boundaries do not exist anymore. Particularly, as you said, that, regional cinema is being celebrated, not just in independent cinema, but also in mainstream cinema. And we have seen that regional cinema today represents the Indian cinema more than Bollywood does.
Like time and again, like within the few years, we are seeing that linguistic is no more a barrier.
Yes.
Like you can see a Telugu film or a Kannada film reaching across the India, even to the world. So I don't think right now we are in that, it is no more a barrier for us. So right now we'll be focusing on to tell more stories at even a more, in a bigger platform. I think it's a high time that we focus on making those films.
So when you say bigger platform, what will it be? I mean, how will it be bigger than Cannes or say La Cinef?
No, I mean, I think the more diverse approach that Chidananda is also saying that, I mean, there are big platforms are many, and there's even seeing films, the kind of films that are being discussed for the Academy. There was a Malayalam language film in the talking, and so it's a matter of great pride to see, because Indian cinema does transcend just Bollywood. It's so much more than that. So I think it's about time, and it's happening to see films from all over the country being pushed to these bigger and bigger platforms.
And there's a lot of cross-cultural collaborations at work as well. So are you looking at any of those, Mansi? And anything that really stands out for you?
At the moment, because I also write my films, so it's pretty much me, but all my team, because I've studied internationally, all my team is from different places around the globe. So there's loads of perspectives that come in. This is the reason why my film was in English. Firstly, because we also speak it. I'm speaking it right now. So I thought it was okay to do that. And also my friends that I made there, and I thought it would reach more people easily. and the people who were working on it could understand it better. So that even if they're not part of the story or directly bringing their culture in some ways through sound, music, I don't know, producing, the film is from everywhere.
Yes, and that would be the example of the ultimate cross-culture collaboration, because if you have a team which is almost global in nature, so how many countries are there being represented in your team alone?
I'm not even sure, but definitely there's people from South America, loads of people from Europe, from Africa, India, obviously. So we've touched many continents.
Oh, how awesome is that? So, Chidananda, we have often talked about how there's need to preserve Indian cultural heritage because you're representatives of India, you're ambassadors, cultural ambassadors, art ambassadors on the global stage. So, is there always this sense, something that's lurking behind your mind, that you should always have that cultural identity while you're talking about to a global audience, perhaps?
I think it depends on each individuals. For me, I can say for myself, where my own identity, who I am, so how I grow up, and it is already culturally very much interlinked due to the socialism which is there right now. So I don't know, but I always look back. I can tell the stories where I come from, and I always tell the stories where I come from. So I think it is already interlinked with the cultural context which is set within the story world. So it's quite already there.
So it's very representative of you.
Yeah, because I can tell the story where I come from.
Yeah.
So my story world is which I have already seen or which I have already heard, and I have put it into a fictional world, though it's a fiction. These characters comes from the things and my interpretation of that reality.
Yes, and there's a lot of interest right now, and I'm sure the audience, the younger audience is also interested in knowing what's your education background, how can they be like you? कैसे बन सकते हैं अनसुया सेनगुप्ता?
I don't even know if I'm the right example because my journey has been, I didn't strategize or plan any of this, but just to put it in a nutshell, I grew up in Calcutta. I graduated in English Literature Honours from Jadavpur University. Then I decided that I want to quickly go to Mumbai and start working in films. I wanted to act, but I also had other interests and skill sets. And before I knew it, I actually I realized I now have a full career as a production designer or a set designer in films. And that went on for several years. And that's, after many, many years, is when Constantine Bojanov, the director of The Shameless, approached me to cast me in the film. And I was completely taken aback how it happened, how a dream which I thought I had left behind about 15 odd years ago was now bearing fruit. So it was quite magical for me. So what I would say to younger women and men that want to follow the dreams, it's really just that keep creating, keep persevering, and not just, in the specific art form. I found that through my own self, because I've been an artist, I've been a set designer. Now I think is my phase of being an actor to open out. So I do think it's really all about expression, and the mediums could or could not change, but we have to kind of keep our eyes on the goal, wanting to express what we believe in, our thoughts, our ideas, and there's constant opportunity to keep collaborating with wonderful people. And that for me personally has been a really big win, because with each experience, I have learned something. And eventually, I think all of those have contributed to the work that I could put in as the actress in The Shameless.
Yes. So, because we have very, very talented, I would say supremely talented actors on the stage. So now I want to understand your journeys and what next. What kind of projects do you have? Because right now we are looking at also a lot of digital collaborations. Mansi, that art is becoming digital. Everything has gone digital. AI. Is AI a matter of concern for you? And how much of AI do you use in your work?
I use AI for emails because I don't want to write them. But my whole film was hand-drawn. I drew 8,000 frames, and they were all hand-painted. So it was all scanned. I didn't even use a camera to make my film. So it might be going digital, but there's still ways to do what you want to do. And for the young people, I don't think you can replicate anyone's journey. You just need to keep listening to what you can do next or what you want to do next, and whatever is easy. When I was in school, I found English and art very easy. And this is all I'm using now. I draw and I use words.
So did you actually, while you were in school, think that you'll become an actor one day? Did you aspire for it?
No. I didn't think about it at all. I think in passing, I thought maybe directing would be a good idea. But I don't know, in our country, it's a very hard choice to make when you come from, not that background.
What background? Let's talk.
My dad is a businessman. They have a family business. My brother works with him, and my mother as well.
So you don't have a film background?
Yeah.
But you became filmy?
I think I only started doing film because of lockdown. There was not much to do, and I decided to do something, and that came very naturally to me. I started putting stories on, I started creating animation and putting up on Instagram, and it wasn't for the likes. I don't think I got many. But it was just really fun, and
no, it's really incredible, how lives have changed post-lockdown. It is almost like we start describing ourselves about pre-lockdown era and post-lockdown, because we have survived a pandemic, a health emergency, unprecedented, and then we talk about your life changed during the lockdown. What changed for you, Chida?
There was a sudden change, but for me it was a gradual organic change. I never thought I will be a filmmaker at first place. So I was a cinephile and I am a MBBS graduate. So this is something very like a 180-degree flip for me.
So while you were studying MBBS, you thought that you can act as well?
No, I had no thought. I was a cinephile. I basically loved watching films. I realized I like watching films because while growing up, we were not allowed to watch films in house. So we are only asked to study. And I was on that rat race of getting those ranks in CET or whatever it is. So while studying, I discovered, with the, as you said, there was a digital boom, and with the access of internet, I was getting exposure of a lot of films. So that's how it was a slow and a gradual process for me.
That's fantastic, Anasuya, there is a way in which the Indian talent is now being seen and perceived worldwide. Do you think the lens has changed?
I would say a little bit, and I think you said it earlier when we started the chat that it's a long time coming. So I couldn't be happier, and I think it feels like the rest of the world is kind of sitting up a little bit and looking at what's always been there. It's not that we've not had brilliant filmmakers and actors and actresses and all kinds of artists, but the reach in the last 20 odd years has just been increasing the way with social media, with just the access. And I do think people are taking stock of talent coming out of India a lot more now. And I think it's just us getting our dues, and I hope it happens even more now.
And is it more to do with women? Their perseverance matters.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. And I think in the last 10 odd years, there's been a lot more women-led voices in the arts. And there's a difference. It's for us to see. There are wonderful films like Lapata Ladies.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, which is, our official entry. What a proud moment. And Payal Kapadia's win at the Grand Prix, which is an entirely, story of female friendships. And so I think it's a time for more women voices the world over anyway, and more so for our country, because we've been working on it for a long time. And I do believe that we are really here, a Mansi or we're standing on the shoulders of giants, really. There have been tireless work by fantastic and brilliant women for so many, many years who have done it perhaps even without due recognition.
Yes.
And so now it's on us to kind of take it forward.
Yes, so they have cleared quite a bit of the path for you to walk, and then you have to clear even more for others who will follow you.
And for the others to run.
Yeah, for you to run as well
Yeah.
now. Mansi? Yes, women storytellers, women on the world stage, Indian talent, Indian women particularly.
I think Anasuya covered it pretty much. But the funny thing about my story is, in Bunnyhood, everyone thought no one recognized it was a girl. Everyone said congratulations, because I was able to show a non-binary kid really well. And then I told everyone, no, it's a personal story. So I think my storytelling is more for the people in general. Whoever can relate to it, it's for everyone.
Yes. Yes. So, we have complete dominance of women on the stage today. Chida, that's the case, I would say. Now, in every sphere, when women talk, they talk. And when they stand very tall.
I think it's high time we start celebrating it, and it should be celebrated more often.
I think I left you with no choice but to say so. So let's open the floor for some questions. And if you have some questions for the incredible women here, and also Chidanand, so please let's have them coming. Yes. So Gaurav, if we can move the mic there. Yes, please,
I
ma'am.
don't need a mic. My voice is very loud.
That's awesome.
I don't need a mic.
For recording.
Okay. I'm Associate Professor of History at Shahid Bhagat Singh College. My name is Charu Mittal. I wanted to find out, because Anasuya and Mansi, both of you, there is a concept of Bharatvarsh, Bharat. It is not India. What you understand is colonial India at the moment. I don't want to disturb the audience by giving a very historical talk or something, but it is very fluid. You have lots of regions coming. You have vanas, you have migrations, you have diaspora, and then along the way, there is history of diseases. It's not just the pandemic. You will have it always. Even in the future, you will have diseases. You had Dr. Kotnis ki Amar Kahani, plague, this and that, bubonic, this and that, the colonial period, in 1914, the Spanish flu, or the history of death, the history of medicine. So it's not something, yaar, ye pandemic ho gaya, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, excitement. And the other thing is this genderization, women, men, ye, wo. It's not like that. You have the matrikas in the Harappan civilization, you have female power, you have male power, you have the other side, the others mixing, and so on and so forth. So that's all I want to say. I think you should have I feel, I'm nobody to guide you or make it, sound like that, a very broader viewpoint than just sticking on, the set pattern of cliched ways of thinking.
Absolutely. Your thought
Yes,
on that?
I hear you.
She heard you. Yes, Gaurav, if the mic can be moved.
Hello everyone, I'm Shwadang from a social media company, right? So my question to all of you, we all make movies on stories which are like success stories, right? So is there somebody looking for making pictures on the struggle of people being faced these days, and the story has not yet ended. So that with your inputs, it can come to a conclusion which is positive, right? So that's what I want to understand.
Can you repeat the question, please?
So basically, we all see movies which are based on success stories, right?
I wouldn't agree entirely, though. I mean, there are kinds and kinds of stories, but yes, that's probably a larger chunk of what we see. But there's all kinds of stories that people are writing and have written, and they want to tell those stories.
Yeah.
And it's you are right in the count that it's probably a bigger challenge to tell some of those stories, but we are all, as a fraternity, working tirelessly actually to have those stories come to the forefront. And it's really not always about the success stories. There's, would you agree?
Chida, you
There's,
want to
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, there are lots of different kinds of stories.
So do you want to add to this?
No, it's pretty much sorted, because the kind of people think what the films are, they are not just success stories. There are every kind of stories which are already there. So it's just a matter of time which is coming on the forefront.
So I think it's more realistic.
I mean, even my film, if I mention,
Yes.
And the character, the protagonist that I play, there's nothing successful about her. She is a victim of terrible circumstance after circumstance, and it's a story of her trying very desperately to overcome them. And then, of course, you must see the film to know if she succeeds or not, but it's not about a success story.
Let's give it to the women, please. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, Mansi, you are looking very beautiful, and my name is Mansi, and you are wearing this sari, and you are looking really pretty. I am a social media influencer. Basically, I am a beauty and fashion influencer. I have one question. As an influencer, we are always in like, ठीक है, जो हम बना रहे हैं, जो चीज़ हम create कर रहे हैं, sometimes we stuck in this kind of a situation कि हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है आगे क्या करें. जो हम कर रहे हैं वो चीज़ सही जा रही है नहीं जा रही. क्या आप लोग के साथ भी सेम सिचुएशन समटाइम्स आती है अपनी स्टोरीज़ को लेके?
It's essentially your 8,000 frames that you made.
Yeah.
How it was shaping up.
First of all, congratulations on being a social media influencer. I've thought about it many times, and it's such a hard job. So very well done. And definitely we also face the same problems. I think any person who works faces the same problems, where they rethink their decisions and are confused what next step to take. So it's very natural, and creative blocks happen all the time in creative fields. But I think the only thing that I do is I take a step back and I do nothing about it, and it changes.
So what do you especially do in that time? Because I think a creative block and these things happens with everyone. So what we can do that time?
Yes.
I think either look for inspiration or just some mundane tasks. I think when you're bored and tired of the life apart from your work, then you will want to run back to it.
Okay, so we have 2 more questions to go. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice that you're such a confident orator, and it really inspires me. I think we're one of the youngest bunch here among
Yes.
such eminent personalities.
I noticed.
And I am a student of the University of Delhi. I just wanted to ask you, did this confidence in public speaking come naturally to you, or have you done something to, develop it? Because I want the same skills as you. Thank you so much.
You are speaking with so much of confidence.
I know, you're so
Smile, so
confident
kudos
yourself.
to you.
Thank you so much. I'm shaking in my boots. My heart is
But you
thumping.
have put up a good, even if it is that the case, so you have conquered most of it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's very kind.
And that's really it, like the shaking in the boots happens to more people than
Yes.
you'd realize. And it's just keep believing in yourself. And sometimes, as they say, you have to fake it till you make it. And there's no shame in that.
Okay, so we have the last question
you
to
so much,
Osama.
ma'am. Thank
Osama, please go ahead. I'm sure you don't need the mic, Osama.
Hi, this is a question for any of you. I just want to say there is a lot of conversation that is happening around cultural exchange and collaboration, etc. How can we facilitate, more cross-cultural, especially with the artists, exchange. And from what I understand, there is a lot of talent in India that is untapped. It's like a gold mine that is, waiting to be discovered. How can we facilitate that?
I think Chida should respond to that. We have a gold mine right here, so I think it has been
So
tapped.
the only gold mine is to let audience know them. So they have to reach lot of people, and once they discover, they know they have discovered the gold mine.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for them. So, thank you so much, and thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
All of you, and wishing you lots of success. Thank you for coming to NDTV World Summit.